Hi everyone and welcome back to the Reef Life with myself, Dutch Reefer. It's been quite a while since the last video, and the main reason for that is that in the meantime we have moved houses, and as you can see the reef tank is completely empty at the moment, other than the equipment and the salt that's sitting inside for the moment. And that's because it has been there since we moved. And actually, I decided a couple of weeks ago that it was time for a new reefing adventure. So I decided to slowly start picking up some stuff again to make a new beginning, a new start, somewhere in the next few weeks. So it will take a while before it's up and running and before beautiful livestock will be inside. But anyway, I wanted to take you along on the beginning of this journey. Just to tell you a little something about the things that I bought and the things that I'm considering. So even when you're a new reefer or you're deciding or contemplating to start all over again, it would be a good introduction video in some basic stuff, what to expect, and some things to consider when rebooting your reef tank. I will attempt to make a video along the process of rebooting the tank, so that you will get some more insight in how I'm setting up the reef tank and the choices I'm making in that process. So to start off, the tank itself, it's a Red Sea REEFER 425 XL. I've had this for about a year now, so it has been in the previous house. It has been used, as you can see, from the coralline algae and the glue residue on the back of the tank. And but then again, it's a very good reef tank. It's very solid, and it wasn't damaged, so I decided to bring it along. It still has to be leveled, so that's one of the first things I'm going to do, and also one of the first things you should consider when you're setting up a reef tank. When you build the cabinet, make sure that your tank is level, because it will be very tough and hard to level it afterwards when you put the water in. And usually you notice when the water is not completely horizontal, then it's too late, or you need to drain the whole tank, which is of course a shame. So make sure to level your tank before adding the water inside. So of course, when setting up a reef tank, you need to think about what kind of filtration you want to use, what kind of lighting you want to use, some of the more technical stuff. Well, since I already had the lights, the Ecotech Radions G5s, I decided to buy two of the mounts, the brackets. As you can see, in my previous tank, I had them hanging over the tank in a pendant, a Red Sea pendant, which looked really nice. But in the new house, I decided to put it on the edge of the glass using a bracket. And also, I'm using the built-in filtration from the Red Sea REEFER. I'm still thinking about what to do with the skimmer and the filtration. I'm thinking about adding a small skimmer, and then also some macroalgae, like a refugium, to make sure that the nitrates and the phosphates stay within check. One of my main challenges along my reefing career. And then after adding the filtration and the technique and organizing your sump area, you can start thinking about what to put inside the tank. But as you can see right here, it's still very dark inside, and I still need to make some choices there and start reorganizing stuff. But that first begins with the power, and I still need to create a power outlet to the left of the tank in the wall. So that's something to be done in the next few weeks first, before thinking about anything else. We need power. But then, of course, something to set up the reef tank with is water, but also rock and eventually sand. Some people decide to put in sand first. I always try to put in the rocks first and then add some sand later once the tank has cycled for a bit. That will keep your sand a lot cleaner. Otherwise, all the stuff that you get from cycling the tank, the algae and the phosphates, will get into your sand, and it will remain there for the future. The sand that I'm usually using as a base is Red Sea REEFER. I've recommended this sand to a lot of people over the years, and I'm still using it as a basis for setting up a new tank. There are some bacterial strains in there. They make some promises about reducing nitrates and that the sand is very beneficial to your tank. I don't know about all those claims, but I do know that while using the Red Sea REEFER, I always had some good starts at least. So that's why I will keep using it for the future. And of course, you can always mix in some other sand later on if you want. But I found that this is very nice sand to use. The next thing is rocks. You need to create a reefscape. This is something I haven't used before. So it's a rock that's created by Aquaforest. They're a very well-known company, at least here in Europe. And I found that they have a very nice selection of rocks. Hi, cat. So the cat is also thinking about what he thinks about the rocks. But yeah, I made a nice selection. So usually they come in a box with all different shapes or the same shapes, but I handpicked some of the rocks that I really liked. So there's a couple of flat pieces, a couple of arches, as you can see right here, and that is what I will be using as a basis, and also a nice branch that I found, which is not Aquaforest, but it was in the store. Yeah, I think with this selection of rocks, I can set up at least a nice basis to start off with, and that's also something to build off from. So yeah, I'll let you know along the way if I like these rocks. But for now, they look nice. They're already a bit purple, so they will blend right in the reef structure. Of course, to put in some water, you need to also make that water a bit salty. Otherwise, it won't be a real reef tank. I've been using the Hybrid Pro Salt from Aquaforest for quite a while, which is a good blend. I think it's a good compromise between quality and price, and also it's suitable for most reef tanks. It's a balanced type of salt. I think that's why it's called hybrid. So it's good for SPS tanks, but also for LPS tanks, and reef tanks in general. So that's that's the basics for now. I will be setting this tank up in the next few months. I will let you know once I have some updates, once there's light in the cabinets. That's step one. Then testing it, of course, first leveling it, then testing if the system is still leak-free. Of course, that's what I hope after moving it a couple of months ago. Then I'll start setting up the reef structure. And then eventually, after cycling it, I will add the sand. One thing I forgot to mention is the glue that I'm using for my reefscape. It's called Aquascape Construction Epoxy by DD. There's various brands, so you don't have to buy this one. But this two-component epoxy is very useful when building your reefscape. It's very soft and moldable, but once you secure it and it cures for a while, then your reefscape will be rock solid, and that's of course what you want. You don't want your reef falling apart. So there's different options out there, but I can definitely recommend using a two-part epoxy when you're building a reefscape. So that's it for the video right now. So first episode of a new series. I won't make any promises this time about the frequency or the intervals between videos, but I will definitely keep you up to date on my progress, and I'll see you in the next one. So for now, have a nice week, and hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.